One of my favorite films this year is finally making its way to streaming, and you do not want to miss out on this one. Folks, let's jump into my review of the new film, Quiz Lady. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel today for another review. And today we're going to be reviewing the new film Quiz Lady, coming to Hulu November 3rd. So this film did make its world premiere this year at TIFF, which is Toronto International Film Festival, and I did hear a lot of good things about it. But truly, after I had my chance to check this out, this is without a doubt one of my favorite films this year. It is this sibling comedy style film, but at this point now, as a fan of Awkwafina and just a huge fan of Sandra Oh, who just, what can't she do? The two of them work so good together that I was just blown away. And I've been watching them for a very, very long time. But I swear, they just keep getting better and better over time. And I really did like how the two of them worked in this film. I thought all the jokes landed for me. And in terms of some other production things, I was very big on as well too. But nonetheless, just performances alone, Sandra and Awkwafina did their thing in this one. And then that's not even it when it comes down to the cast. Listen, Tony Hale, Will Ferrell, more and more, Holland Taylor, another name as well. The cast is stacked with just a ton of folks who just really know how to bring the charisma, who knows how to make the best of scenes, no matter how limited their role may be. And just up and down the board, I was just really impressed with this cast. Without a doubt, you want to check this one out. So, Quiz Lady follows the story of Anne, who is this young lady who's just obsessed with this game show. She's been watching it since she's been 4 years old. And while that's, everybody has their fix, their one thing, their fandom, whatever it may be that they're just obsessed with, who would have ever thought they may have an opportunity to be like a part of it or within it, create or whatever it may be. And eventually she gets her chance to be on the show. But before she gets to that, her train wreck of her sister Jenny, played by Sandra Oh, comes back into her life only to discover that, her mom's gambling addiction landed a debt on their lap. And unfortunately, Anne's dog becomes collateral to this. So how will she pay her mom's debt back, get her dog back, with a job that she doesn't really like, that she's not noticed, she's completely invisible, which is just another story in its own. And then at the same time, come up with a payment that really isn't something that is, within her, it's definitely without her, outside of her limits. Like her checks ain't just adding up for her to make good with this debt. But she gets an opportunity to go on her favorite game show, and with that does then present an opportunity to make some money. But even before she even gets to that, Jenny by all means tries to exploit Anne and just how brilliant she is with the game show. Because listen, there's one thing about liking and wanting and desiring to be on the game show, but she's actually very good. And a video leaked of her online. Well, not really leaked. It was put online, and then she became a viral sensation, billed as the Quiz Lady because she's really good at trivia, like really good. So with that skill, with her knowledge of the game show, this is like the perfect opportunity for her to prove the world how really good she is, prove her doubters, prove her haters, or prove even the people that's obsessed with her because she's the new internet flavor of the month, and go out there and live her childhood dream. So I really like the premise of this. Again, the two of them work really good together, and they're completely two different characters, where Anne is a little bit of she's like reserved, she's super knowledgeable, she's very calculated in what she does, but it's boiling up inside of her. It's but so much she's going to be able to take. Where Jenny is definitely more outgoing, more adventurous, a big risk taker, could possibly be a little bit of a danger and yet terror for some of the situations that she kind of get herself and her sister in. So like they just work really, really good together. Two drastically different characters, two drastically different performances that really make good. I mean, they say opposites attract. Seeing how these two sisters work together, you love it. You absolutely love it. And the fact that they're siblings, remember that it's like really the reason why they stand each other, because I couldn't see any other reason why they will actually be able to coexist with one another. And then there's generational differences as well too. So all of that really comes into play. Awkwafina, I think one thing she does really good as a actor is just her facial expressions. You getting an array of them in this. I mean, she wears them so good, really giving you so many different emotions with them, and even some that are just completely comedic. She just does a fantastic job with her facial expressions. I did mention Will Ferrell's in this. Will Ferrell is the game show host. He's what can you say? What can't Will Ferrell do? You put him in any film, you know he's going to give you some chops, and without a doubt, he's just, as you would expect, hilarious in this. And I would be remiss if I did not mention Jason Schwartzman, who plays Ron Hitchcock, who is the opposite contestant once Anne gets her chance on the show. I gotta tell you, Jason is so good. He is very unlikable in a very weird, but yet charming, but still very unlikable way. You may have recently heard his voice on Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. So, you know, if you were very much keen to that comedy, I mean, he just brings it now that he's just in person. So you're getting all of it. You're getting the total package with him in this. So I absolutely have to mention Jason and his work in this. He was interesting. He was a character. That's how I put it. He was a character. And with all of this comedy that I'm spotlighting, like, listen, like, the film does have a sense of like hope, encouragement, motivation. It does hit you in the feels. There was definitely a particular moment towards the end of the film that I almost teared up a little bit. I was not expecting that. But overall, even just the final act in general is just done very well. But like, yeah, it's just not a comedy without any substance. It definitely has heart. And then there is a legendary cameo at the end of this. Rest in peace to this actor. I will not give away who it is, but it's just a legendary cameo at the end of this film that I think anybody, especially in my generation who grew up loving game shows and just the type of television we consume, this person fits right up within that gnome. So like it's a well-known name, and just a actor that you know, the cameo here is just beyond legendary, but just so much appreciation for all they've done and contributed, especially in my childhood. So just to see them and how they intertwine this cameo within the story, I thought was done very, very well. It was hilarious as well too. And then you also get character updates at the end, which I thought was just completely hilarious. So nonetheless, it's so much more I could talk about with this film, but the up and down from the acting performances, the plot was done very well. The music was also very good as well too, should I mention. Up and down the board, good production, good story, a good plot. It's just a really good film. One of my favorite films this year, and it does arrive on Hulu November 3rd. Without a doubt, you do not want to miss this film out. Quiz Lady, folks, go check it out. Jump in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about it. And as always, stay tuned for more reviews very soon.